Hey YouTube boxing fans, this is my prediction video. Provodnikov versus Matthysee. This fight is happening this Saturday on HBO. I usually do my predictions on same day of the fight or day before, but this time I know exactly what's going to happen. I know who's going to win this fight. I'm predicting Provodnikov to win against Matthysee. Provodnikov is going to beat Matthysee. And I'm going to tell you why. So before I dive into the breakdown and strengths and weaknesses and all that, I want to mention that this is going to be a bloodbath. This fight is going to be most likely Fight of the Year candidate. You're going to have to tune in. Whatever you have planned that day, just postpone it and make sure you watch the fight. So anyway, let's move on to fighters' resumes. Provodnikov. If you look at Provodnikov's resumes, he's got 3 fighters worth mentioning: Alvarado, Tim Bradley, and Algieri. Against Alvarado, he beat him in a spectacular fashion, I would say. He made him quit on his stool. He beat him so bad, and he said, I mean, at the end of the day, Alvarado was just couldn't finish the fight. Tim Bradley, concussed, knocked down multiple times. He was knocked down 3 times. The referee gave him a break on that 3rd one, counted as a slip. Made him go to the emergency room after the fight. I mean, he lost that fight, but I mean, Provodnikov was never knocked down, and Tim Bradley finished the fight on his knees. So that's that for that fight. Chris Algieri, he knocked him out. He knocked him down in the 1st round. Yeah, unfortunately, he went on to lose the fight. He lost a split decision. I had him winning that fight. Again, Algieri, just like Tim Bradley, was transported to the emergency room right after the fight. For Provodnikov, his strength, I would say his power in both hands. He's strong, huge heart. You're gonna have to hit him with a hammer to make him quit. There is no quit in this guy. He comes forward. He's like a train coming forward, never backs down, and he's not afraid of anybody. So with that said, his weaknesses, he's not much of what you say, a skillful fighter or boxer. He doesn't have any, not much of lateral movement. He doesn't move his head a lot. He follows his opponent around the ring, and ring generalship, not much of that, you know, and he just relies on his power a little bit too much. And he believes he can overpower anybody, and he's got that power, skill, that will that he relies on, but he excels on it. So he's a one-dimensional fighter, but he's a very, very good one-dimensional fighter. So that's that for Provodnikov. Matthysee, let's look at his resume. Well, he beat his best victory, I would say, is Peterson. He beat him. He knocked him down in the 3rd round. Peterson looked like he had no chance against Matthysee, and he just disposed of him quickly. 2.5, I would say 2.5 rounds, maybe 3 rounds. But then he went on to face John Molina. John Molina managed to knock down Matthysee twice in that fight. Now keep in mind, John Molina is a C-level fighter. I wouldn't give him more than that. He's a C-level fighter, but he had a lot of success against Matthysee. And he knocked him down twice, like I said. That to me is a red flag. I mean, call it questionable chin or whatever you want to call it, but that did not, I mean, I know Matthysee got rid of him on the 10th round, but if had John Molina put pressure on Matthysee after the 2nd round, he would have had a chance to beat Matthysee. So that's the summary of that fight. He lost against Zab Judah, and that was a few years back, but that's a fight worth noting as well. So Lucas Matthysee has power. Okay, he has good power in both hands as well, and he has a reach advantage against Provodnikov. But the problem with him is possibly his chin, and the fact that he went down twice against Molina, and he went down against Garcia, raises some flags. Garcia, if you recall, Garcia managed to put him down on the 10th or the 9th round, and Matthysee lost to Garcia. So all these, whenever he faces these big names, he struggles. So, the fact that Matthysee talks about going toe-to-toe against RUSLAN is not a good idea in my mind. This is a disaster waiting to happen for Matthysee. You don't go toe-to-toe against RUSLAN. That's a mistake. So I don't care who you are. You got power, no power. Nobody goes toe-to-toe against RUSLAN Provodnikov. So anyway, in summary, I would say Provodnikov will win this fight. I can't tell you how, or a decision, or a knockout, knockdown, whatever, TKO, or whatever. The only thing I know is Provodnikov is winning this fight. My predictions are based on win or lose. I'm not in the business of predicting the rounds or what fashion, this and that. It's simply who's going to win and who's going to lose. And that's my prediction. I'm taking Provodnikov. So there you have it. Actually, one more thing before I close the books on this fight. If you recall Provodnikov, if you recall one fight that happened a year ago, it was Alvarado versus Brandon Rios. Okay, you can think of this fight as similar to that first Alvarado-Brandon Rios fight. Brandon Rios would be the RUSLAN Provodnikov, and Alvarado would be the Matthysee. And notice how Alvarado tried to box a little bit, had some success, but then he was drawn to go to toe-to-toe, and that was the end of the story. Knocked him down on 7th round. So I'm thinking of this fight ending up in a similar fashion as Alvarado versus Brandon Rios. So that's it. All right, guys. Please give me your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe. All right, guys. Thanks. Bye.